Hey guys, it's me, Hope, and on this channel we talk about writing and reading and that kind of stuff, and this month in particular has been NaNoWriMo stuff as I try to finish my NaNoWriMo project, which I did finish on the very last day, and it was harder than I thought. I think the last 50 pages of the story, which it's 180 pages, took me 2 weeks. Like the whole last 2 weeks was on the last 50 pages, which I kind of anticipated because writing endings has always been my weakest point. I realized I had a few other weaknesses when I was writing this story in particular, like battle scenes are really hard for me because I like to write using long sentences and they don't feel like they fit right when I'm writing a battle scene, but that would be something I would change in editing. I've also realized I have crutch words in dialogue. I start a lot of sentences with "oh" or "well" or I don't know. Those are the ones that I start sentences with a lot in dialogue, I feel like I said that weird, which I never really noticed before. Since it's over, I thought I would talk a little bit about what the actual story is. I don't know if people normally post them somewhere. I should probably have watched videos from other people who make them, but to be honest, if I wasn't writing during this month, I wanted to be not thinking about writing or schoolwork or anything like that at all, so I just didn't watch videos about it. But anyways, it's a fantasy romance story. It's called Forever After, and it's about a girl who her father is like the lord of a castle. It's not really a kingdom, but it's in the strategic point between these two kingdoms who are at war, and so they both want to make a treaty with this castle. And the way they do that is she gets engaged to the prince from one of these kingdoms, and at first he's nice, but he's like cold and aloof and a little bit rough just because he kind of resents being forced into this marriage. He feels like, everything has been forced on him. He hasn't had a choice because he's had to put the kingdom before everything else. And the story is basically one part her coming to terms with the person that she is and accepting that what's different about her is what makes her special and what the people who love her are going to love about her. And also the pair of them kind of realizing that they go really well together and just kind of getting to know each other and getting closer gradually while all this other stuff is happening. I'm not really big on action-y type stuff, so it's definitely more romance and what's that word for, like, I don't think it's interpersonal, internal problems, I guess, more than the external ones. Those are more like the war and stuff that's going on is more like background noise because she's in their castle, which is far away from where all the fighting is actually happening. I don't think it's the worst thing I've written. Definitely isn't the worst thing I've written, so it's not the worst thing ever written. So I don't know what I'll do with it. I guess I should try to find out if people just share them just for fun. I'm not opposed to doing that, I guess. Makes me a little nervous. I haven't shared any of my writing with the public since, I don't know, like 9th grade, which was how many years ago? 8, 9 years ago? Something like that. So the idea of putting anything that I write out there for people to criticize and possibly hate vehemently is kind of scary, but also I write stuff partially for me to enjoy and express myself, but also because I do like the idea that one day I'll share something I write and maybe it'll have meaning to somebody's life, and if it doesn't, at least it'll maybe entertain them and distract them for a little bit from their own life. Now that NaNoWriMo's over and the book is over. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do from here. Making videos is harder than I thought. Thinking of what you're going to make a video about is harder than I thought. NaNoWriMo kind of served as a crutch for me in that way. And now it's like, I'll have to actually think about what I'm going to film about every week. And I feel a little drained for that. So I think I'm going to take a break for a minute probably and come back later. I know what you're thinking. Your videos are not high quality, so how can it be that draining? And I get that, but having to sit and listen to your own voice for hours while you're cutting out rambling, despite how much rambling stays, is harder than you think. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Either way, until I figure out what I'm going to do, I probably will take a break. And because I don't know. I have ideas in my head that I want to write. I have stories that I had started before NaNoWriMo that I want to finish. And I also still want to try editing something and publishing it if I, can try to. And when inevitably all literary agents and publishing houses are like, we're going to pass, trying to figure out how to self-publish, because that's something I've always wanted to do and always been too scared to do. And I don't have good self-discipline to edit, because writing a first draft is like fun and freeing and an escape for me, but editing is like a job and it's hard and long, and I can get so bogged down in it because editing is just literally looking at all the things you've done wrong in a story, and that can be overwhelming. But that's part of it. If I want to ever write something that has impact on other people, I think I'm gonna try. I want to try. I recorded a little clip the day that I finished writing it. Okay, so I'm not gonna show my face because I look like a mess right now, but I didn't get around to, I was gonna do this whole thing where I recorded me like typing and I was going to speed it up, but I didn't end up doing that because I ended up typing on my couch in my PJs. But it is November 30th, almost 9 o'clock, but I finished it. 179 pages, 95,000 words. I don't mind that. That is more a joke than anything. Okay, I wouldn't really, I did it. Anyways, but I finished it. I'll put that in though, just in case anybody's like, you're posting it December 2nd, you finished it December 2nd. I didn't, but my days to post are Wednesdays, and that's because Wednesdays are when I have the most free time to sit and edit and record something that I can actually post that's an actual video. So I hope you had a good month. I hope you finished your novel, and if you haven't quite finished it yet, I hope you do finish it, because I think even writing a novel in 2 months is impressive, and no matter how rough it is, I think most people would struggle to sit and even write a not perfect first draft in a month. When you're comparing yourself to other people who write, it's easy to think you don't write enough, or you don't do enough, or you're not good enough, or whatever, but that's kind of the danger in comparison, because you always want to compare yourself to somebody who's better than you, who knows more than you, who's been doing it longer than you, and you never look back and think about, one, where you started, and two, all of the like thousands of people who shiver at the very thought of trying to sit down and write. And anyways, I'm rambling again. I just wanted to say that I hope your project went well, I hope your November went well, and I hope December goes well for you. If you're celebrating birthdays, holidays, 2020 being over, anything, I hope it's a great month, and I hope it's a great next year for all of us, and hopefully next year I'll have real ideas to make videos about, and if I don't, maybe I'll record them and post them and ramble just like I have been, because I don't know, 10 years from now it might be kind of fun to look back at these and cringe. I guess that's it. Bye, guys.